This is a different type of video. Obviously, the Slayer video will be coming out soon, and by the time this video gets posted, that one will be posted as well. So it'll be kind of not the same, but a little different. We're kind of breaking off again. I went over all the characters. The Elfelt video should also be up by the time this one goes up. So we've already completed all the characters that have gotten directly buffed in the patch, but there are some, I guess, hidden meetings in the patch, as there are some big losers from it that actually did not get notes specifically to them. One of them being Sin, who is arguably right now the biggest loser from the patch in my opinion. I mean, okay, I'm lying. I think Zato's the biggest loser, but I'm biased. But Sin and probably Milia are definitely in that tier with Zato. They got shot pretty heavy. So obviously I'm not the Sin GOAT, so I brought on Bluehek. Just fresh off a top 8 of TNS. Everyone knows Bluehek. Say what's up.
What's good, everyone? Happy to be here.
So I guess we can start with just start with the easy stuff. So, reading the notes, obviously you knew Sin wasn't going to get buffed because he wasn't a character that needed potential. He's obviously was very rated highly on the tier list.
Danger.
I personally think there was a lot of conversation about him. I personally think no one was really playing him, and his skill was kind of hard to gauge. I think he was very overrated. I don't think he was like top 5, but he was strong. Mm-hmm. So what are your the main focus on, or sorry, not main focus, but what is the main, your main opinion from last patch to this patch in terms of his strength? Like, how much did he fall off from wherever you saw him?
I mean, when it comes to Sin as a character last patch, he was definitely very strong. Probably, I would say like top 10, just because how strong his pressure could be with walled assault and how fast burst came back. His damage was also overall pretty good, pressure good, everything good, and he had the best defense in the game, which led like DP into Oki.
Yeah.
It was like the easiest stuff ever. So just do this, you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Last patch.
I guess we'll jump into that first. So let's first talk about the DPRC change. So obviously within the patch, DPRC is no longer a thing. I think everyone was very surprised they dialed down on that. What does that look like for Sin, who, I guess, also to tie to this question, do you believe overall as a character he won from defense? He was obviously he was a character, but was he just a DP most of the times where his offense wasn't the greatest and he was more leaning on winning from more second chances due to the Oki and the reward he got off his DP? Or how does the overall DPRC and everything look for him?
I mean, this DPRC for Sin was him and Leo was probably the best, because Leo after DP block 50-50. Sin, you got a DP blocked, just go high, low, overhead, grab. There's so much that he could do as well. And if you hit the DP, you could just DP into Car Super into full screen. From here to the other screen to break the wall into positive bonus.
Yeah.
It was that was broken.
Yeah.
That was just flat out broken. Again, I don't agree with just removing Kara Cancel. You could have just removed the ability of combo into RTL.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's whatever. But him winning off defense, you could say it was half true, because his offense was also very strong in general. His offense is strong in general. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, he was the only character that if you block the DP, just block it real quick, block the DP, and you don't punish while he's in the air, you're playing a minigame right now. You're playing a minigame. Either just go Gazelle Step into grab, delay, follow up. No other DP in the game was doing that at all. So you're just playing a minigame, which, it's strong, but it also infuriates people. It makes them make more mistakes, pretty much. It just influences the mistakes of people.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, and to mention the follow-up, so obviously you cannot do the follow-ups on block. You can't do the invincible, up swipe anymore on block. You only do it on hit. You can't do the Gazelle Step anymore on block either, only on hit. And this also applies to other things like HC Clone and Eddie anymore. Before, if you DP'd Eddie, at this range, Zato was kind of playing a minigame, because you were too far. You don't want to obviously, you don't want to do this because if they do the follow-up, then you get counter hit,
They
you're flying in the
combo.
air, they get a full combo, you're going through the wall, wall so hard knockdown, right? And then if you're like too scared, then like they could gazelle step, throw you, or sometimes they just don't do anything and you know they kind of use that. Obviously, big nerf to Sin. As a character who, again, like you said, you're a believer in his offense and his pressure. He wasn't just a DP, but it's still as the quote-unquote best defensive character in the game. I mean, of course it's gonna hurt, right? Like
absolutely. Like right now he's like probably he's like still strong height tier, but like saying he's top 10, I don't agree at all. I think he's like a lot of characters got buffed and other characters that just, for example, HC that wins on neutral just went onto the top for sure. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess that's the next topic. So talking about his neutral. So obviously his neutral didn't get changed, but I guess one thing that kind of ties into that, his combo routing changed a bit. Now that you can't car cancel from the follow-ups, so neutral hits, depending on what you do, if you get a counter hit, I don't know, far slash, and let's say you go into like 5H or whatnot, if you go into if you end in the DP, you can no longer do like car cancel near the wall, near the corner. You can't do like car cancel into the Tyrant Barrel. So just as neutral overall, how does I guess we'll start with neutral. How does the neutral look for Sin? Like in your opinion, it didn't change, but how good do you think it is?
I mean, it's still good. It's not bad at all. Like this backdash, ever since they buff it, it's like probably one of the best backdashes in the game. Just keep like can just move around the screen pretty well. This button right here, broken button. You cannot even 6-speed this shit. Look, it's crazy. 2S disjointed, kind of slower on the slower buttons, but still, still strong. Far slash, still good, which leads to a big driver knockdown. You still have to use two stamina though, so that's stamina consumption. So it's a bit, but his slower buttons, but still pretty good. Like his neutral overall is good. 10 frame 2D if it matters. -2 5H.
Yeah.
Just pretty good.
So
it's not bad.
Yeah. What do you? So again, let's go into what I was saying. So the combo routes now. So did some of his combo routes obviously did change? Like I guess change in as in you can't do them anymore. Like I said. So like near the near the wall, one of the popular combos again. Like let's say you close slash 5H I know one of the popular combos was you would end it. You do like close slash 5H DP Tyrant Barrel. You can't do that anymore.
Nah.
So obviously you have to play around his combo routes a little different now, but it's not the most important thing. I mean, it's just like a little frustrating, I guess. But
especially it comes through in a lot of situations. For example, near the like mid screen, for example, like you normally try to do this at a DP into like RTL.
Can't do that anymore.
For example, you cannot do it anymore, so you gotta do this into like number combos type stuff. It's like it sucks, especially for like closing round situation. Like your defense try to like break the ball doesn't break, and sometimes the DP like the scaling is too much, and the follow up of the DP whiffs. So you cannot do, for example, this what I was doing before. If the scaling was too much, you do DP into barrel right here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
Exactly, because otherwise the follow up's gonna drop. Which sucks. It still happens. You just gotta change your routing. It sucks, but it's not the worst thing in the world, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you already tapped it on it earlier, but the change, obviously the no more RTL off DP. So I think positive was so strong last version, and I think Sin played around the mechanics so well that you know it was like getting positive is just like it just felt really good. So obviously, getting cut off from that is obviously hurts, but in return, things are a little different. For example, burst, obviously, the opponent getting less burst on wall break and wall stick and whatnot. So how does the burst change? I think one thing people don't really realize about Sin is his defense was really good, but unironically, he wasn't one of the I believe he was like in the middle lower half of the cast in terms of HP. Like he wasn't like one of the tankier
he doesn't have that much HP. Yeah.
So talk to me about the burst change for Sin
The
in
burst
terms
change.
of opponents getting more burst
So,
or less burst now. I guess
less burst. So because you have to actually manage your resources, you cannot just be a walled or cell machine. And your defense is worse. You actually have to like think about like, okay, do I go burst? Do I normal burst? I have to think about it that much. Usually this patch, at least for me, I do a lot of red wall assault chain because of the change of back on the back. You can actually shimmy better. Funny enough, this is actually better for shimmy. So this whole situation is fun. This right here, if you know, it's just messed up situation. Sin has probably one of the best red wall assault pressures in the game, possibly, at least top 5, because it leads to so much RPS. So much reward, it's insane. But the reason he gets less burst hurts him a lot. Because being able to keep the pressure with 6H, especially when you're out of stamina, it was like essential for the character, you know? This patch mostly, at least for me, I'm just using my burst on wall assault. I barely burst like for blue or gold burst.
Yeah.
Because his pressure is like just kill the enemy pretty much. Try to kill the enemy before he kills you.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that because that's actually how I've always viewed Zato ever since he got nerfed. It's like, I don't want to stay on the screen with you any longer, so let me just like use everything I have to try to, you know, like I said, obviously with less burst coming back over time, Sin in the eyes of some would be, I think you can call him a more expensive character with this pressure, obviously the stamina. So the wall assault, not having wall assault on deck as much is not great for him, but it's, you know, it's still fine, right? It probably shouldn't have been like that in the first place last patch, but you know, it's yeah.
Oh my god.
So what about the wall assault hard knockdown change? Obviously, how does that look for him?
I mean, it doesn't hurt as much as other set play characters. I mean, being able to get the knockdown into keeping the pressure was like into positive bonus, into, for example, I'm getting positive bonus, I'm pushing into the corner, boom, super.
Yes.
You know, or getting pressure, it was great for him. But his neutral is still good enough to like win versus other characters. So it hurts him, but it doesn't hurt as bad as like, for example, Milia. I would say Asuka probably. Characters that require set play, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
he can win off neutral pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, and obviously, going back to the DP, one thing he can do, obviously that's removed from DPRC, not only can you not do it on block, but you also can't do it on hit. Does that affect him too much, not being able to do it on hit? I know his DP, you obviously get the best Oki from it, but sometimes with DPRC before, if you didn't feel like spending the stamina, you know, DPRC, do a combo, you know, wall stick them, break the wall with wall assault, boom, you have like 3 bars. You know, sometimes you didn't have to spend any stamina, but now I guess you're always gonna spend the stamina. So is that big for him? Is that just okay? It's fine, but it
hurts him a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think I have lost so many rounds where I DP, try to do counter RTO, nothing, and goes back to neutral, and I lose neutral because it could be 8C, it could be Asuka, and having to spend 2 stamina, like IDP have to spend 2 stamina just to keep pressure, just hurts him a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Even if I just do normal DP, we just go back to neutral. Like, this is it. This is all we get. You know? So it's just bad. It's just bad in general.
Yeah.
But it's one of the situations. This is definitely the thing that hurt him the most. That I'll be able to cover, because it just hurts his game plan of like the snowball game plan that he needs. You know.
Yeah. What about overall with everything, how the system changes and the DP changes and the wall assault burst, less, you know, wall assault, everything. Does his playstyle change? Like maybe, okay. Let me ask, does your playstyle change? And then the average Sin, does their playstyle change with how new Sin would play?
I mean, at least for the average Sin, the playstyle definitely has to change. Because Sins, I mean, we know this, right? Sins in tower, everywhere else, we're doing this. It's one thing. Everyone was doing this. It's one thing. It was a meme. It was a meme. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But like personally, his pressure just became more like condition based. For example, I gotta condition people to hold this. I gotta condition people to like hold the mix here. I gotta condition people to not being able to grab the L con.
Yeah.
His whole pressure is just conditioning. It's just conditioning and mental stack, you know.
So basically, the offense is the same, but the defensive side is you gotta like can't just be doing shit now. You gotta
can't be doing shit. You actually have to like wait a minute. I gotta think of this. I gotta think.
I have There's a I know there's a bunch of I guess like some of the tower sins that are considered stronger. I know one thing with them, like one thing they would do is like, oh, I'm a DP round start because I have bad round star. Oh, I'm a run up neutral DP because you know if I get a hit, I'm gonna car cancel that. No, you know. So definitely it sucks, but again, I still think he's stable. I still think he's strong. I think he's he's probably still good enough solo. Probably.
It should be, yeah. I think when you're on the high echelon, high tier, like top 15, you can probably just win a tournament solo. It's harder, but it's definitely winnable for sure.
Yeah, what do you think in terms of like going back to like characters. So in terms of off the top of your head with playing this new version of Sin with all the new changes to the DP and DPRC, the system, Wild Assault, again, everything. Any matchups that you've played where you're like, nah, this don't feel the same. Like, like this feels hard, like really hard.
I would say 8C definitely got harder. Not being able to hard knock down 8C, and just going neutral into curse into he wins neutral for free.
Maybe Bridget
actually is interesting case because Bridget also lost her DP. Bridget, yes, it got worse, but it didn't get that much worse because at the end of the day, if Sin hits Bridget, she fucking explodes.
Yeah.
She just explodes, you know what I'm saying? But I think 8C is one of those characters that definitely just got worse overall.
Yeah.
I will need to think. Unironically, Faust got worse.
Oh, yeah.
Because Faust just crawl over everything he does. It's actually a meme.
Yeah.
Faust definitely got worse. These characters that win off neutral just got better in general.
Okay, so I see. So basically the neutral monsters that already gave Sin a harder time, Sin,
get worse in general, yeah.
So we can agree then that the Wild Assault changes, like the no more hard knockdown, is a nerf to Sin.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Not be able to keep pressure versus characters that want to zone you out or set you play on neutral. It's terrible.
And then on top of that, even now when you go back to neutral and you're wrong, your defense is now worse, which again you're not winning from your defense as much either, so it's hard. It's hard.
I have to use more resources to actually just keep pressure.
Yeah.
Have less resources on burst. It just works for him in general. Yeah.
What about in terms of anyone looking to play the character this patch, give him a go. Maybe they just think he's cool. What with this new Sin, what are some tips or like advice you would give to those people?
I mean, I would say just vary your pressure. For example, varying your pressure with Wild Assault, varying your pressure with Elk. You have to actually manage your resources a little bit.
Yeah.
This patch, unironically, because you need to understand Sin has like such a good pressure of this. This is so good for the character because you get so much reward of this.
Yeah.
If someone attacks, they explode. You can, and by the way, you cannot fuzzy jump this too because 2K catches the fuzzy jump. This is literally just an RPS situation in general, and we can just keep the pressure the same way here. Like you need to have stamina and burst manage.
Yeah.
And you also need to keep your tension gauge.
So pain.
It is.
It's so pain.
I cannot do anything about it. It's like, dude.
I think I know for sure. Again, and I'm gonna ask you, what about the defensive side of things in terms of tips for these new players?
Oh, try to as much. And ironically, try to block an FD. He has a good 2P. Try to use 2P. It's not that bad, okay? At the end of the day, it did as well on defense. Unironic is good.
Yeah.
2K to the, basic stuff.
I guess to add into the matchups, I guess a little funny, kind of off topic. One of the matchups I actually think got worse for Sin is unironically Zato. I think.
I know.
I actually think. Okay, I think Zato sucks. You can watch again. I'll put the video of me doing a Zato review with Peppery Splash. I think Zato sucks and got nerfed. But unironically, one of my main gripes was Sin, because again, I've always thought Sin was a bit overrated, and I never really struggled too much fighting the character. I'm a bit rusty at it now, but again, when I played a lot, I was very comfortable. I think the change to, again, no DP cancel off hitting Eddie in neutral for being dumb is... oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. And Sin having slower normals against Zato, who now gets reward
of actually good normals. Yep.
Zato stocks are a little up in this, except he still gets destroyed, but it's bearable.
I mean, you still explode. Yeah, you still explode.
But yeah, no. I believe we went over everything. Any last words for you?
I can show a combo for the sim because I was surprised that sim players didn't know this was a combo.
Oh.
Yeah, people didn't know this was a combo when I did it at a tournament. So I was like, let me show you this so people actually know this is a combo. Hold on.
Let's see.
People don't know you can combo 2K here. Oh wait.
Oh.
Trolling. Oh, Zato is only the character that doesn't work. Wait a minute.
You know what? How about this? I'll put the clip on the screen of you doing the combo. Was it streamed?
I posted on Twitter a clip of it, and everyone's like saying you didn't like. They were surprised it worked. I was like, wait, what? I thought it was coming along.
Then you know what we'll do? All right, I'm gonna put Bluehek all of his socials on the screen. I'll put his Discord in case you want to get in touch with him and ask him questions about Sin. Again, he's just coming off the top 8 TNS. I believe he beat Umisho, which is huge. So ask him any questions you have about Sin. We'll put his Twitter as well on the screen. Go give him a follow. So, but yeah, no, that's gonna do it. Thank you.